Good evening. Welcome to Do This to Get to That. Tonight, I'm bringing to you some very important words, specifically for the young minds, the children, those that can read and understand. This book was written specifically for those who have it difficult understanding the Holy Bible. This is a very simplistic approach to that which is similar but different from the Holy Bible. This book is titled Profundity of Word, which means that everything that is said in this book is profound, fact, undisputed. Everything can be disputed, but then the dispute will take you nowhere. It'll go around in a circle, just like life. This book is about life and life circle, Profundity of Word, a book of sayings and knowing and know-how. By me, Mr. Big Black Yaman Dada. Welcome to Do This to Get to That. About this book, a few very important things about life. Good thoughts for your mind. A guidebook to love and affection. Dealing with the obstacles of life. Things to think about. A book of basic knowledge. An easy read for the young, present minds. I will begin with basic knowledge, which I know that every young person needs to understand in order to move forward in life. This book is predicated upon knowing that life is forever and ever and ever. It's all a big circle. The beginning and the end, that which we know not, that which we know one can explain, a place of nothing, the most powerful word in the universal vocabulary, nothing, from which we came and to which we will return. That includes any and all things created, the cycle of life and non-life. Your trip to nothing begins the day you enter the physical world. Your trip back to nothing begins the day you enter the physical world. You will do many things during this trip back. One can take nothing to the next world. We come here pure and we leave here pure, birth to death. One can take nothing to the next world. We come here pure and we leave here pure, birth to death. Worth repeating. The Creator needs nothing from the creation. Let us get that straight. Hear me clearly. Our Creator needs nothing from the creation. We are the creation. Except the flourishing of the creation. All creation. All creation. Life is the gift that we should all cherish. Life is an entity of teachings from which all of us must learn. Life would be nothing without the teaching of life. Good thoughts for your mind. Chapter 2. Knowledge is knowing and not believing. One must know. All is well when all is well. Happiness is a thing called peace. Let your words always be truthful. To lie and cheat is like the wearing of a mask. Truth is wisdom. Let not your mind be troubled by the unworthiness of others. When your works are strong, your faith is strong. That means faith without works is nothing. You got to work for what you get in life, for what you want out of life. You must work, and as you work, you have faith, and that faith, along with your works, will see you through. Speak of things that are not degrading. For better learning and understanding, one must be repetitive as a teacher. One's repetitiveness can give answers as well as to who they are, or who you are, or what it is. If you want me to know, repeat it long enough and I'll get it. If you want one to know, or if you want anyone to know, repeat it enough and they will all get it. Repeat is one of the key factors of learning. Repeat. I know because I'm a drummer, and if I didn't repeat everything over and over and over, I wouldn't be the drummer that I am today. I can remember very well that repetition. I played one beat for the first 5 years of my playing. I only knew how to play one single beat, or might I say, pattern of a limited amount of beats. But I repeated them day after day, month after month, year after year, until all kinds of beautiful rhythms began to flow from me into my hands, and repeating those over and over and over made me a master in a 20-year period. 20 years. Total focus is the key to all rhythms, thoughts, and patterns to achieve the rhythms of Shango. To become a Shango master of rhythms will take total focus and dedication for the rest of your life. To become a Shango master of rhythms will take total focus and dedication for the rest of one's life. To achieve these rhythms, one must learn repetition, and feelings will become natural. Everyone's rhythm in life is different, but can be constructed and harmonized. Uplift the world with deeds of life-giving beauties. Heaven is the true love for all creation. Keep troubling thoughts out of your mind. Harmony between people is the true beauty of life. Harmony. Creativity is the strength of thought. Thoughts filled with beauty are food for the soul. Happiness is a thing called sound and silence. Tranquility is a thing called rain on a tin roof house. It's soft, it's loud, but it's tranquil. Have no pride, have no pride in hatred. Love your neighbor as yourself. Create a better world for those to come, your children and mine. Great is the feeling of giving, to be as one to all that is living. When equality is realized between people, happiness is on the rise. Great is the time when you receive your first enlightenment. When I become me, it is the sign of all things are working. Give to someone that you dislike as well as to someone you like. Can you decide the difference? In life, think only life. Let your mind be troubled, for let not your mind be troubled, for it is bad for your heart. For a brand new mind, body, and spirit, you must first die and be reborn. Every mind in this dangerous world that we live in is affected by this dangerous world. We are not all of the right mind. Press the right button and we can all explode. To be at peace with oneself is to be happy. Void of all other things, to be rich or poor, neither one can be as pure as plain happiness. Real and pure happiness can only be found within the depth of the individual soul. Every situation in life comes with its problems. May you be rich or poor, let not your mind be troubled, for it is bad for your heart. For a long life, one must learn to manage their energy. Energy is the fuel that feeds your life, your connection to your Creator. Nature, the power of the power of the power. If all human beings on this planet had love for each other, there would be no power on this earth that could divide us. Cherish not material gains, for they are gone the moment you are gone. Cherish only the spirit that sustain you, or that sustain your life forever. The creative spirit should be explored to the highest point, for creation by man is his greatest joy, creative spirit. Equal justice or nothing. There is no need to worry when you are right. Let not your mind be troubled. The best meal is when you are really, really hungry. Fasting is good. One must imagine in order to continue life. Imagine. Think If one could not imagine, they would not be able to think properly. One must imagine to continue life. Imagination is life in front of you and all life behind you. Imagination is full circle. Imagine what you would be like if you could not imagine. You must imagine imagination in life. One must remain steadfast while working to achieve their goals. Faith without works is no faith. You've got to have works, achievement. You've got to have works to achieve your achievements. Failure is not a quitting point. Failure can sometimes be the road to your greatest success, but don't let failure be your guide. If you don't know, don't believe. Just keep working and you will come to know. Pleasurize your hard work and it will become easy. Remain steadfast and self-sustaining, and over you will get. Have respect for the difference and indifference in others. Happiness and the good things of life is as long as one avoid the causes of misery and strife. Chapter 3, Dealing with the Obstacles of Life. Racism is a virus for which there is no vaccine. I repeat, racism is a virus for which there is no vaccine. Racism is like a house being shared with many people, most of which you don't like, but you cannot escape. You'll either be all right with it or meet a tragic end because of it. Nonetheless, racism is a good thing and a bad thing, and it is troubling to your mind when you are deeply engrossed in the thought of it. Racism exists in the minds of everybody. Let not racism be a wall between us. Every human being, animal, germ, every plant on this entire planet is racist. Those with the highest degree of racism are a danger to our society. Let it be known, we are all racist. It is the degree of racism that is the question. The word color is the prime reason for all racism the world over. Every living human being is a racist because of color difference. Think about color and what they mean to individuals. Think about it. Think about it. Nigger is an attitude that no one wants to have applied to them. White people are the creators of the term nigger during slavery. Nigger was always a convenient word used to downgrade a black person, to make them feel inferior. And white people wanted slaves to be inferior, so they applied to their slaves, so they applied to all their slaves although the slaves were their lifeline, did all their work, they kept the white folks out of the fields and out of the hot sun. They were abusing us and using us at the same time. Racism and nigger is one and the same. All begin with white people, who themselves are the greatest niggers of all. And I meant that as it was. Things are different now. This was the past. This was the days of slavery, when our own people, black people, sold us to the white people back in Africa as slaves. Fortunately, if you call a person nigger today, it can get you locked up. A radical racist hates himself, so you can't expect them to love you. Beware of a radical racist. A racist attitude is an attitude of dislike and a kind of misery that some people enjoy maintaining, deeply rooted in the minds of some racists is the thought of fucking you to death. Racism is at its worst in times of war and destruction, hate. Racism makes the racists feel happy and powerful when they're perpetuating it on others. Beware. Nothing you can do can elude a racist attitude that is directed at you. Just be aware and don't fan the flame. Just go on being who you are, hopefully not racist. Beware of hatred, taking away all that you are. Let it go. You must be strong. Hatred is a weakness that comes with its own power. Beware. Let it go. Let it be. Let it rest. Silence is golden. Let not your mind be troubled by the racist attitude of others. Love them in spite of themselves. There are greater things in life than racism that we should be focusing on. Love, caring, giving, treating people with respect. Physical life exists only in the physical world. It is a beautiful circle of nothing to something to nothing. Whatever problem you are confronted with, have no fear. Fear is not a healer. Fear is a destroyer. Have no fear. Life is forever. Fear can only affect life if you are afraid. Focus on the beauty of nothing and something will return to you in time. We are endowed with the two most powerful forces given by the Creator, and those forces are the life and the non-life forces. These forces eventually comes together and one overpowers the other. Whichever one overpowers the other, the result is either life or death. Life for a period of time and death for a period of time. And then life again. The circles continue for the duration of time. So you can have no fear, for life and death is forever. The living of a good life is predicated upon a clear mind and a good physical body. Returning to nothing is the answer to all physical and mental problems. Have no fear, for life is everlasting. To return to nothing means to return eventually to something, which is life. Your religion is your religion unless you are part of organized religion. Organized religion is designed for the weak. Each of us is endowed with a degree of knowledge and know-how, some with more, some with less, which make us equal and unequal. The equal is that we have all been endowed. The unequal is the amount. The gullible people under the illusion of organized religion are in a deep trance and there is no reasoning with them. That's sad. The jackals of this world, the liars who deceive the people by using the words of exceptional men like Jesus, sucks the blood and rob people of their hard-earned bounties to enrich themselves like a leech. They beguile those who are looking for something other than themselves to lean on. Confidence men who draw thousands and thousands of people on this planet to be used like slaves in a salt mine, to take for their own pleasure wealth, to control all that there is that they can get their hands on. It is not to say that belief or believing is a bad word. It is just that when you believe, it is uncertainty. It is not fact. And it is fact that you can rely on completely. When you believe, it is a possibility that what you are believing will come to pass. But the same possibility exists on the other side. Nothing may come to pass. So to believe is not really knowing. Belief is a maybe. You do not want to base your life on a maybe. You got to base your life on know-how. It is not religion that I am concerned about. It is those who are running the religion, who are delivering it to you weekly, daily, for a price. There should be no price on religion. This is why I say preachers are pimps of the gullible people who supports them. Heaven and hell only exist in the minds of people who have been brainwashed by preachers relying on belief is like gambling. If someone asks you a question about what you believe and you answer that question based on what you believe, it is nothing. It is inconclusive, not fact. It must be fact to know. Fact is evidence of knowing. As long as a man believes he will never learn, it is much better to know than to believe. Who are you? Do you know? A fool is someone who runs away from stupidity. A fool is someone to run away from. Stupidity is an act to avoid. You are all you have to believe in. To know is a virtue. The haunting that you think you feel in your mind, have no fear, for fear is what can harm you, not the haunting. I repeat, the haunting that you think you feel in your mind, have no fear, For fear is what can harm you, not the haunting. If there is nothing to fear. Fear not, for there is nothing. Only when there is something you can fear. Evil is something you must prepare yourself for when you are confronted by it. You and your heart are one and the same. Kill your heart and you do not exist. Nothing becomes your dwelling place. Clean living is your ticket to a long life. We are the guinea pigs for the pharmaceuticals. Beware, doctors and their pharmaceuticals are destructive to your life. Yes, you must be aware. We must begin to trust ourselves over anything in this physical world. You must be the creation of your self-evident. Death is the only answer to all catastrophic diseases and illnesses. It opens the way for a new beginning. The time for the destruction of this evil world is near. Thus, the beginning of a new beginning. The so-called wise men of this planet know that we can be destroyed at any given moment. Returning to nothing is our salvation, so fear not. We must continuously be looking over our shoulders for the danger that could befall us at any moment. Be careful, beware. Too strong an ego can be dangerous to one's well-being. Ego is, or as it is believed, ego must not be allowed to taint your better judgment. Sometimes it's best to let go of ego for a safe and happier life. Keep your ego under strict control. Let not your mind be troubled, for it is bad for your heart. Every human being is a deep, hidden secret. Beware, for what's housed in the secrecy could be detrimental to your life. Let not your mind be troubled. Trust no stranger, not even at face value. Beware, just beware. Every human being is a deep, hidden secret. Beware, for what's housed in that secrecy could be detrimental to your life. Let not your mind be troubled. Trust no stranger, not even at face value. Beware, beware. Value your life. Value your life. Trust no one over all others. Let no one with sweet words dictate movements as you progress in life. Pretense can be good defense when dealing with ugly people. Never let your enemy know what you are really thinking. Your offense must always remain a secret. Elements of surprise is the greatest defense when you are speaking to an adversary and he does not look you straight in the eyes. You know that he is not to be trusted, because in the eyes, and only the eyes, you can see the truth. Extreme arrogance can lead to stupidity and one's downfall. Arrogance can be self-destructing. Control your arrogance. Control your ego, for ego is the brother of arrogance. When the argument gets loud, be silent. From the silent comes the big noise. Boom. Ego can be very dangerous, for it is the instigator for extreme arrogance. Never put your life in the hands of a stranger whom you have never met, for it could mean your demise. Trust no one at face value, nor unfaced value. Be careful of too much of the good life, for it can be dangerous to your health. More and more rich people are dying young because of the so-called good life. Moderation is the key to a long and happy existence. The good life, as it is defined and lived, is not that good. Beware of the consumption of that your heart, your desires. Beware of your consumption of all that your heart desires. Excessive greed should never be cherished. Riches and greed seems to go hand in hand. One must be very careful about greed. Don't let what others may be thinking be a problem for you, because you don't know what they're thinking anyway. Let not your mind be troubled by these unknowns. Easy come, easy go. Beware of the easy, for easy can drive you mad. Easy come, easy go. Beware of the easy, for easy can drive you mad. Extreme living is pain and suffering. When there's no more, there's much on the way. Don't let the advice of others come between you and what you know to be. While moving forward, you must be aware of the stumbling stones. Falling on your face can end it there. Some of the greatest deceit has come from so-called beautiful people or people with gentlemanly manners. Beware of the good looks. Blame yourself for all manners of your children, or blame yourself for the ill manners of your children, for they know not how you think about them. All that they know is the material things that you produce to make them happy in life. No material things, no fruitful advice, no giving of what they want produces their ill thoughts of you. Father does not always know best, only what he knows. One of the hardest things in life that one can do to come to grips with all of the ugly things planted deep in their minds. And if by chance you come to grips with these ugly things, will your ego allow you to use it? Be positive. Bad attitudes are destructive to your well-being. Keep a strong and healthy outlook on life and avoid bad attitudes. Stay away from those who tell you to stay away by their non-communication. It's okay. It's okay. Don't let your lavish lifestyle that you have achieved make you forget your humble beginnings. Do not let the desires of others affect your desires in life. Give what you can and move on. Do not worry. Do not attempt to change who you are for the expectation of others. They don't know you and you don't know them. Just be you. Let not your mind be troubled, for it is bad for your heart. All things that are is the creation. In a period of time as forever, the life to death and death to life takes place. No one knows what time that is, but we know that it will happen. The gun has become the pleasure of many a manhood. The gun has become the measure of many a manhood. The gun is what some need to be a man. The gun is a very powerful weapon in the wrong hands. Guns are okay. It is who is behind the gun that is not okay. The gun has a kind of hypnotic takeover of the mind of certain gun-loving individuals. Nevertheless, it is not the gun. It is who has their fingers on the trigger. And I'm going to finalize this part of the book with love and affection. Chapter 4. A sweetheart is something that you seek in others. To be a sweetheart is to be dearly loved. Sitting close together, lying close together, or just plain hugging is called energy transmission. Oneness in the making. Compatibility is a key factor in establishing a good, harmonious relationship. Falling in love with someone that you see rather than someone that you come to know is pure stupidity. To love someone is for your personal satisfaction. Hugging and kissing increases the rate of the heartbeat. One cannot give their heart and not exist. Or one cannot give their heart and exist. Forgiveness is only granted from one human being to another. Show love to all, and some will still hate you. But you must continue to show love. When someone you love stops communicating with you, just let it be. It is their choice. Love and beauty is one and the same. Hate and ugly is one and the same. Love carefully, for it too can be dangerous and destructive. Constant agitation and disagreement are the killers of love. Lust is the killer of love. Friendship requires a special kind of interaction to build part of the process of love. Everyone loves a sweetheart, so just try to be a sweetheart and get all of that love. That is the end of my reading for the evening. This is especially directed at the young minds who are in search of something other than what they're learning in the outside world. This is something to focus on, to put you in tune with the outside world. So let not your mind be troubled by the things that you are experiencing on a day-to-day level that you don't really understand. This book, The Profundity of Word, this little book you see, this little blue book with the hourglass, is a book that you should have. And if you need this book, just get in touch with Mr. Yamandata. That's me, coming to you from do this to get to that. And I can say to you now, you've got to do this to get to that. The sale of this book will be related to you in our next podcast, because this is new and we are setting things up right now so that you will have complete access to everything that we are offering on this podcast. Many good things are going to happen on this podcast, so we want you all to stay tuned and tune us in wherever you see us. In the meantime, for now, this is Mr. Big Black Yamandata saying, so long until next time. Do this to get to that.